Welcome back, everyone, to Gym Challenge 10. We're here with more championship points on the line. Here again, as a reminder to everyone watching this at home, we are here again. I am Mrs. Cornell. This is the Pikachu here that's been here the whole time, staring at your soul. We're ready for round 2 coming up. We have an interesting matchup coming in between these two trainers. It'll be Joshua Winfield and Grant Weldon here. And we're getting the perspective from Grant already as we're heading into the team preview. For Grant, we have Murkrow, Farigiraf, Great Tusk, Iron Bundle, Chi-Yu, and Baxcalibur with so many Taylor Swift references on top of that. I just find that funny. And for Joshua, we have Garchomp, Iron Bundle, Chi-Yu, Talonflame, Gyarados, and Amoonguss. So it looks like to be a very speedy game coming in for both these players, but there's also the dual speed mode for Grant, as we have Murkrow with Tailwind, but also for Farigiraf with potentially a Trick Room. So we could see two sides of the spectrum coming in for both these sides. And this is going to be very interesting to see. Yeah, I cannot get the Taylor Swift references out of Grant's head. It's so funny to me. And with Josh's team, it's just all Tailwind mode, which, while it can be good for all of his setup, if Grant gets us a Trick Room, he could be very much in trouble. Even though he does have a Amoonguss in the back, or at least in his back pocket, but we're seeing potentially very big matchups from both these guys. You know, we have a powerful dragon on each side, Baxcalibur and Garchomp respectively, but also we have very tough. Oh, the timer might come up. Oh, the timer does come up for Grant or Josh. Let's see if he got his team in time, because if he didn't, that will spell disaster for him immediately. Here we go. We're going to game 1 here between Grant and Josh. Game 1 of round number 2 is now going to get underway here from Grant's perspective. Josh sending out Talonflame and Chi-Yu to start, and for Grant, we see Murkrow and Baxcalibur. Chi-Yu once again going to use the Beads of Ruin ability to go ahead and load her special defense all Pokemon in play, and Baxcalibur in a weird spot, to say the least, because its thermal exchange ability will prevent burns, but it won't protect it from any incoming fire attacks because it still takes a normal amount of damage. Meaning we're going to have a very rough time if the Chi-Yu goes for something like the Heat Wave, or potentially things like Flamethrower and Overheat, as we saw earlier in the first set where we had a Chi-Yu from Tony's end. But instead we have Grant and Josh, you know, debating what they want to do here, because one wrong move from either of these trainers could spell trouble for their team, and it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens from these trainers, as we see the Talonflame will switch out here for Josh, and in comes the Gyarados, going to go ahead and try get an Intimidate onto the Baxcalibur. Very importantly, it is not holding the Clear Amulet, as we're seeing its attack being dropped. Murkrow goes for Tailwind. Baxcalibur now going to outspeed most of Josh's team, depending on the speed investment it has, and here comes an Icicle Spear. Going to hit once, going to hit twice. Can we see it 3? We do see it 3, and that's a critical hit, the third hit. Here it comes. Oh, a Citrus Berry procs first, so we're going to cover 25% of our HP back for the Gyarados. We're going to see hit number 4, because we do see the loaded dice item popular on the Icicle Spear set. It does connect all 5 hits and will chip Gyarados down to half health. Here's a Dark Pulse into the Baxcalibur. Good amount of damage, does reveal a Life Orb. Baxcalibur in trouble already, because it is outspeeding both the Chi-Yu and the Gyarados. It will get a revenge shot by the Chi-Yu more than likely, and this Murkrow, interestingly enough, does not have foul play on the team sheet, and it's holding a Focus Sash, so it's interesting that we don't see an Eviolite on Murkrow. So Eviolite Murkrow is more so like a defensive pivot, but we do see a Brave Bird on the Murkrow too, so it's probably understandable why he's going that route with the Murkrow with the Focus Sash, because if he's not running anything to take advantage of the Eviolite, then you might as well just run a Focus Sash, just make it a Glass Cannon, you know, pranks the Tailwind setter. Get the speed advantage as quickly as you can, make sure your Pokemon can easily beat all of Josh's team. And here's a protecting the Chi-Yu. It was eyeing a Glaive Rush from this Baxcalibur here. We're going to see a Haze come out, so the attack drop that just came in from the Intimidate from Gyarados is now gone. And Baxcalibur did go for the Glaive Rush into the Protect. What did Josh do with the Gyarados? Did it go for the Thunder Wave? Did it go for the Taunt? It goes with the Thunder Wave onto the Baxcalibur. Now its speed will be cut in half, and now we'll have a chance to be paralyzed. Murkrow still sitting comfortable at 136 HP of max health. However, I don't know how much damage you could put up with that Brave Bird against things like the Chi-Yu and the Gyarados. Especially with 2 turns left to Tailwind here. And we do see the back Pokemon. Ooh, we do see... Interestingly enough, we do see Chi-Yu and Iron Bundle both in the back for Grant, and now you gotta wonder what the Murkrow does here, because Excalibur kind of comes down to whether or not it's paralyzed or not. And just wondering what it could do here after the Glaive Rush failed the first time. Murkrow goes to the Brave Bird, goes into the Gyarados. It is enough for a knockout, so Gyarados goes down. Murkrow will lose the Focus Sash, thanks to the recoil damage it will take. Chi should be moving next here. Dark Pulse will knock out the Max Caliber, so it is a 1-for-1 trade for both these trainers. A 1-for-1 trade. Chi losing more HP to the Life Orb, but now he can Grant can easily switch in an Iron Bundle with the booster energy, likely for speed. And this is going to spell early trouble for Josh if he doesn't get in anything quick. Iron Bundle going to come in now. And for Josh, he sends up the Talonflame again. It looks like he wants to get the Tailwind back up, get back online, because he still has the Gale Wings boost, because the Talonflame's HP still at full power. We do see Iron Bundle will have the speed multiplier in play with that boost energy, so it will be the fastest thing in play, but priority is in play for the Talonflame for its flying type attacks. Just wonder what flying attack it will go for. And for Grant, you have to wonder if you have any chance to knock the Chi-Yu here, because Chi-Yu, it could Terrasilize to get out of that fire weakness to avoid a potential Hydro Pump from things like the Iron Bundle, but at the same time, you gotta be very wary of the little special defense that it has, especially with the reduction from the Beads of Ruin ability from the Chi-Yu. So Chi-Yu not in a great spot, and I have to wonder what happens here with Josh's possession, because I do see a Tailwind coming in more than likely. We do see a Terrasalization. I think this might be from Josh's perspective. It is going to be the Chi-Yu, and the Terrasalization for choice will be Grass for Josh. So looking to avoid the potential Hydro Pump heading its way, tanking it because it's not affected by its own Beats of Ruin ability. We do see Tailwind come out from the Talonflame. It will match the Tailwind with Grant, but Grant's Tailwind's rolling out to this turn. Icy Wind not going to catch the Hydro Pump. Instead, will catch a Speed Drop and a super effective Ice type attack damage into the Chi-Yu. What did the Murkrow go for? Murkrow Brave Bird. Oh, what did it hit the Chi-Yu? That's a knockout with the Brave Bird. That was not a good time to Terrasilize for Josh there, as Grant easily read him like a book. Murkrow out here taking 2 knockouts on its own with that Brave Bird. Tailwind's gone. However, if Josh's box Pokemon is not anything offensive like that Garchomp, it spells trouble. Oh, the Moongus is not good right now for Josh. His only Pokemon left for offense is that Talonflame with that Brave Bird. And I had to get the feeling that he wasn't expecting Grant to go for the double up into the Terrasalization read of that Chi-Yu, because he didn't think that Hydro Pump was going his way, and instead Iron Bundle opts for the Icy Wind, connects both, and then the Brave Bird for Murkrow was able to get the remaining HP to knock out the Chi-Yu here, and now Iron Bundle's in fantastic position to win this game with Terrasalization gone from Josh. And meanwhile, Grant still has his. Gonna be very interesting if Grant can close this out pretty comfortably. Talonflame will protect here. Now it doesn't want to take any more further damage. See if Moongus can get out of Spore. Freeze Dry goes into the Moongus, does half its HP. And Murkrow, oh, it reads to protect! Brave Bird the Moongus, and that's a 3rd knockout for the Murkrow! This Murkrow coming out to play here with that Brave Bird, taking 3 knockouts, taking 2 reads in a row. Josh is likely going to lose this first game because he's running out of options quickly to do any sort of damage. Ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly how you play Pokemon. Here is a Tailwind coming in. As long as his Hydro Pump does not miss, or was that a Freeze Strike he went for? He goes for the Freeze Strike, going to secure any damage he can get on the Talonflame. Will put it into the red health. Here's a Brave Bird. This will go into the Murkrow. Takes out his last remaining HP with a critical hit. Murkrow goes down, takes more HP, and that's easily an Iron Bundle range for that Freeze Dry. But also the Chi-Yu in the back for Grant. will finish off whatever HP that Talonflame has as well. What a play here from Grant, you know. 3 straight reads in a row coming from that Murkrow and Iron Bundle, and it just shows you that Murkrow just it just doesn't stand there and do supportive roles. It could also do damage with that Brave Bird, as it clearly showed you. Talonflame goes down. Joshua now needs to win 2 in a row as Grant wins game number 1 here in this best of 3 set in round number 2 of Gym Challenge Premier Challenge. And as for Josh, I really am questioning why he swapped up Talonflame turn 1 instead of, you know, going for the speed type with that Tailwind, because he didn't have any much advantage with that Baxcalibur in play. Because even though you would take a lot of damage off that Baxcalibur from the Icicle Spear, I had to wonder if that was enough damage to even threaten a knockout onto the Talonflame. So interesting to see that Grant could just go 2 different ways with speed control and get away with both of them, you know. Maybe Taylor Swift's powers are coming into play with all these names. But like at the same time, I think Josh can go a completely different route, you know. Maybe lead Talonflame Chi-Yu to threaten the Baxcalibur knockout again, but instead of just being, I don't know if Heat Wave actually knocks out the Baxcalibur, seeing how much Dark Pulse did to it, you know, it did over 70% of his health, was to be fair. But I'm not even sure if Heat Wave would have been enough to take the knockout on top of that. But even then, Grant read Josh's Terrestrialization like a book, knowing that the Chi was likely going to go for the Terrestrialization into the Grass type. Instead of going for Hydro Pump, he went for something like that Icy Wind, plus the Murkrow taking so many knockouts. He took 3 of them with that Brave Bird alone, 1 on the Gyarados, then 2 of them off straight reads. And then I had to wonder if Josh doesn't go defensively with his four Pokemon, because he went defensively and he got punished for it pretty quickly. You know, allowing the Murkrow to get out the Tailwind, you know, letting the Baxcalibur do what it can in the speed, with the speed advantage it has with that loaded ice. Oh, he's gonna get at least 4 hits out of the Icicle Spear. Maybe he could get 5 on top of that. So it's gonna be a lot of damage. It will negate some focus dashes on whatever Josh could have. You know, it threatens like half his team. You got Garchomp, the Amoonguss, both weak to ice moves and dragon moves, and Josh didn't lock in his team again in time. But who knows if he actually locked in his team before the timer. Doesn't matter here. We're gonna go into game number 2. Grant needs 1 more win to advance further into the bracket rounds. Josh needs to win 2 in a row. Josh sends out Garchomp and Iron Bundle for the lead, and it will be Murkrow Baxcalibur for Grant. Booster energy activating for Josh's Iron Bundle, and the Iron Bundle here gonna multiply its speed, so it'll be even faster, but it contests with this Murkrow's Prankster. So Tailwind, yeah, we're gonna see easy Tailwind going in from Murkrow for Grant. And what do we see out of this Baxcalibur? What does it do here? It will be likely underspeeding the Iron Bundle no matter what, but will it be the Icy Wind or will it be something like that Freeze Dry for the Iron Bundle? As we start to see the Baxcalibur likely go for the Glaive Rush here, as we're seeing. Pretty risky move to run, because if the Glaive Rush doesn't work the way it wants you to, you know, you take a knockout, don't take damage. However, the next turn you're likely going to take sure hit damage and double damage if the Baxcalibur is not left in check. And we do see a Terrestrialization coming into play. I think this is Josh again. And it will be the Garchomp going for the Terrestrialization into the Fire type. So Garchomp now Fire type is going to avoid completely the Ice type. But Grant went for Glaive Rush, so it normally would have been super effective. Now it's just neutral damage, but it's a high power move at 120 base power. Not going to miss on like other moves like Dragon Rush. Here's the Icy Wind going into both Murkrow and Baxcalibur. Oh my god, Murkrow goes down to a Sash. You could just tell that thing's not bulky at all. Beast will drop for both Baxcalibur and the Murkrow. What did the Garchomp do here? No, the Tailwind's going to be faster. Here gets a Glaive Rush into the Garchomp. Only does over 50% health. Will take some damage off the Rough Skin if he uses direct contact. And the Swords Dance comes up from the Garchomp. Garchomp now in terrifying territory to go for something like that. Rock Slide, or maybe an Earthquake, maybe a Dragon Claw. Who knows what his moveset's going to be running? We're going to find out soon enough, ladies and gentlemen. As Iron Bundle now will have the advantage to go for that second Icy Wind and will outspeed all of Grant's remaining Pokemon. But at the same time, this Murkrow's proven it can cause some surprises. You know, maybe he can magically avoid an Icy Wind if it can. Maybe Josh goes for a Switch Out read. Maybe he protects either Pokemon. You know, so many things that can happen in this battle. This Grant's in a little bit of a weird spot. Excalibur gonna protect. Hopefully he doesn't lose it this turn. You know, Icy Wind will probably be knocking out the Murkrow here. It will go for the Sunny Day, so we'll set up for some of the Pokemon in the back. Iron Bundle does go for the Icy Wind. Will it connect on both on Murkrow? It will connect on the Murkrow. Down it goes. It sets up the Sun for Chi-Yu and potentially Great Tusk. Hydro Pump and Joyers will be Shambles here, and Rock Slide protected by the Excalibur. 2 turns left, a Tailwind for Grant, and out comes the Chi-Yu in the Sun. This is going to be a very dangerous Pokemon to go up against in this Tailwind, because the Beads of Ruin not only going to lower the special defense of all Pokemon in play, but it's also Terra Fire, so... And that Wide Lens is going to increase its accuracy with that Heat Wave, you know, not being 100% accuracy, being 90 accuracy. Wait, it's a 90 or 85? I don't fully remember, but either way, that Wide Lens is going to make sure that Heat Waves won't miss as often as it should be. And he has Sun and Terrestrialization of Fire, so it's going to be doing a lot of damage. And I don't know if Josh can outbulk a lot of these for this Chi-Yu at this point. It's going to be crazy if it survives any attacks from this Chi-Yu, especially with 2 turns left the Tailwind. That Iron Bundle not going to be anywhere close to outspeeding, depending on the speed investment from the Chi-Yu. I have to wonder. It's going to be interesting to find out if Grant can outspeed his Iron Bundle. If it doesn't outspeed, then the Chi-Yu could be prone to a Hydro Pump, even though there is the Sun in play. The Candlestick now into the Chi-Yu. Here we go. We got Fire type. We got Garchomp protects. Doesn't want to deal with anything this Chi-Yu has to offer. And it is faster than the Iron Bundle. Here goes the Heat Wave. Will it be connecting to the Iron Bundle? Wide Lens only increases the accuracy by 1.1%. It will be connecting. This will be a massive damage to the Iron Bundle. Easily a one-hit knockout. Crazy damage coming in. And now, what did the Excalibur do here? It went for another ice. It went for an Icicle Spear just to catch a potential switch in. And Garchomp instead protects. 1 turn left the tail end for Grant, so no more speed control from this Iron Bundle. Maybe now would be a good time to have a Talon Flame if he does have it, but if he doesn't, this will be probably a bad situation for Josh. Gyarados comes in, probably maybe a turn too late, even though we'll get the Intimidate on the Excalibur. Importantly, I had to wonder how much damage this Gyarados can take, because if it doesn't take something like the Heat Wave as well as it should be, because it's decent special defense stat, then we are looking at a quick 2-0 win for Grant. Grant is exerting extreme offensive pressure from the Murkrow setup. This Chi-Yu has proven very scary. And even the defensive Terra Garchomp not proven to be very helpful in this later stages. You know, it did help against the Wave Rush, but it's not going to be helpful anymore against something like the Heat Wave from the Chi-Yu. See what happens here very quick, soon enough. Josh needs a big miracle to force gain 3. Grant can easily close this set out the way his board position is. Garchomp gets a double protect! Wow, he gets a double protect, so the Tailwind will fiddle away. Here's a Heat Wave come out from the Chi-Yu. Oh, it lands into the Gyarados. It does land into the Gyarados. Garchomp will be surviving it, the remaining turns of Tailwind. It does take the Heat Wave very well, though. Glaive Rush into the Garchomp will be protected. What did the Gyarados do here? He has free reign to go over Waterfall. There's a Thunder Wave on top of that. There is a Thunder Wave into the Chi-Yu. Tailwind runs out this turn. Garchomp now will have the speed advantage. Speed advantage now switching to Josh, as the Garchomp now will be outspeeding, barring the Ice Shard from the Excalibur, but the Ice Shard not really threatening any knockouts soon onto the Garchomp. That was probably the best play Josh could have went for, because if he didn't go for that double protect, that Heat Wave was more than likely going to knock out the Garchomp, and that's easily game over for Josh, and that would easily grant, no pun intended, 2-0 win in his favor. We just gotta find out what Josh goes for here, because This Gyarados gets pretty much free to do whatever it can here. Chi-Yu goes for Protect, doesn't want to get knocked out by the Earthquake, understandably so. And it is Earthquake coming out. It's still at +2 attack from the Sword Stance. So it's going to be a lot of damage to the Max Caliber. Will it be enough though? Oh, it was a 5 HP! Waterfall into the Protect of the Chi-Yu. What did Max Caliber do here? It went for another Glaive Rush. This goes into the Garchomp. It is a knockout, but Wolfskin will knock it out in return. So both Dragons fall from Josh and Grant, but Josh is in the weaker end of this exchange because he loses another Pokemon. Chi-Yu's still in play, likely still going to be outspeeding the Gyarados. And, oh wait, I also forgot I was paralyzed. Amoonguss is the last Pokemon for Josh here. Goes out and it actually, I think this might be the last turn of Sun on top of that, so Gyarados protects here. Waterfall is free to do as much damage as it wants. Iron Bundle speed, whoa, speed, yeah, actually the Iron Bundle might need to go for Icy Winds here because if he gets the speed control onto the Gyarados, you know, maybe you can circumvent the paralysis a bit because it cut your speed in half. Icy Winds is a good way to circumvent the speed drop, and it could easily swing the favor back to Grant. Josh needs a good amount of things to go in his favor, especially needs to know if the Gyarados can pull it off here with one turn of Sunlight. I could easily see a double protect coming in from Grant. As we see the Garchomp magically disappear from the screen from Josh. I don't know how that happened in production. Here we go, Gyarados does protect, realizing this is the last turn of Sun here for Josh. I mean for Grant. We see it free. Ooh, Freeze Dry goes into the Gyarados instead. No Icy Wind here. What? Chi-Yu is paralyzed here? No, it does not. That's the first question. The second question, does it connect with his Heat Wave? It does. The Wide Lens proving to be good here. This probably will be an easy one-hit knockout onto the Amoonguss. It is a one-hit knockout. No Spore coming Joshua's way. Going against Grant here onto the Iron Bundle. The Sun is gone. So this, I actually think this is game over because you don't outspeed the Gyarados here. Iron Bundle goes for the Freeze Dry, and that is a 2-0 victory for Grant Weldon. The critical hit to boot. The Gyarados goes down, and that is Grant Weldon winning the set 2-0. Congratulations to Grant. He will be advancing to a 2-0 record from what it looks like from our perspective in round 2. And that is how Grant gets done. The Tailwind Murkrow coming in clutch here for Grant here, as well as the Brave Bird in game 1. You know, that Murkrow was the big factor in this battle. That Murkrow set up the Sun for Chi-Yu. It set up the Tailwind for Max Caliber. It set up Brave Bird to get knockouts on the 3 Pokemon in game 1. You guys do not need to underestimate Murkrow. It's probably just worse Whimsicott from this generation so far, but before Whimsicott comes back, Murkrow needs to get as much time as the spotlight, and it certainly did get a lot of the spotlight in its favor. But which other Pokemon will be in the spotlight in the next and upcoming rounds? Stay tuned and find out, as Pikachu doesn't want you to leave anytime soon. We will see you guys back here for round 3 very shortly.